So let's start with this. Listen, there is a thread, there is a trend. When Kansas City loses, it's usually not the defense or a drop pass or the run game. It's because Patrick Mahomes is uncomfortable. Last night, Kansas City was terrible on third down. Dominated time of possession. Only got 16 first downs. Mahomes hit 15 times. This is why they've been blown out in a couple Super Bowls. Josh Allen, conversely, 23 of 26. Because Josh Allen was comfortable all night, and Mahomes was never comfortable for 3.5 hours. That defensive front, Joey Bosa, that's why they signed him. He's a pain in the butt, and Andy Reid knows it last night. So there is a way to beat Kansas City. When they lose, and sometimes they lose ugly, Mahomes is getting hit. Now, it's not all roses and rainbows for Buffalo, okay? Kansas City lost 28-21 and had the ball late. Trade deadline tomorrow. Buffalo needs to go out and upgrade. This was an instructive win. Kansas City probably is just going to get healthier up front, going to cross their fingers a little. Buffalo's got a hole. They got a hole. But there is a trend when Mahomes this year is hit 7 times or more. They're 1-3. And so last night's a great example. It felt like one of those games we've watched them lose in the Super Bowl where you're just like, he's not comfortable. He doesn't trust his own line. He lets go of the ball early, and he still almost pulled it out. But if you're Buffalo, just think about this. Josh Allen's nearly perfect. You run for 140 yards. You're at home. You're perfect in the red zone. You dominate time of possession. You win the turnover battle. And Mahomes had the ball late going for the tie. So again, not all losses are awful losses, and not all wins mean you've solved everything. I watched Buffalo, and my takeaway is, how does Kansas City have a chance to tie this game? They got punched in the forehead for 3.5 hours and were moving the ball down the field. I mean, that stuff was nightmare fuel for Buffalo late. You're thinking, oh, they're not going to do it again after they clanked the field goal. So the one thing, though, we kept saying last year, Kansas City, Philadelphia was the best team last year. I think right now there's an argument the LA Rams are the best team for the second straight year. The best teams over in the NFC, not the AFC. AFC's got the better quarterbacks. I think the NFC's got the better teams. But last year, this team was unbeaten, 11-0 in one-score games. And now they're 0-4. The only team worse in the league's the Texans. So that's your company. So the last 2 years, Kansas City's had a hole on that offensive line. They had to let go Joe Thuney this year. Joe Thuney's now a Bear. So Buffalo, don't pat yourself in the back. Howie Roseman's already made a move. Go upgrade wide receiver. Go upgrade wide receiver. You beat them. It doesn't mean you're going to beat them in January. Yeah, again, not every win solves all your issues. Learn from stuff. I want to talk about the Chicago Bears. So much in life and in sports is just getting slightly better. I always tell my kids that. You don't have to take big swings. You can hit a lot of singles and doubles in life. Just get a little better. Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears football operation just keeps getting a little better. They lose that game last year. 5 wins this year, already matches last year, and 4 of the 5 have been ugly. They are winning ugly. Who cares? They're winning. Last Friday, I said, I like Chicago in this game because when Caleb gets a run game, like he did against Dallas or Cincinnati, he's very effective. He doesn't throw picks. He didn't in high school. He didn't in college. He doesn't in the NFL. So he's maintained that. He's not throwing picks. They had a run game yesterday. Last year, they were atrocious in one-score games. They were 3-7. This year, they're 3-1. There is an art to winning ugly. Kansas City did it last year. Now, you're not going to keep doing it year after year after year. But Kansas City was great at those close games. This year, they're not, for a variety of reasons. So the Bears offense right now is 4th in the NFL, believe it or not. And Ben Johnson yesterday, 4 different Bears threw a pass. He's gotten into his tricks. You know what it tells me when Ben Johnson now is using more tricks? Is that Ben Johnson now is more confident in the base operation. That's what it tells me. Ben's like, okay, now I can do some tricks. Now we can get a little fancy. Ben didn't want to do that quite as much early because he didn't trust the foundational stuff. But yesterday, they ran for over 280 yards. It was a real offense. Now, the defense has major holes. This is not a Super Bowl team. They got to solve the defense. But I've said before, when the season started, I said, do not get paralyzed by the Chicago Bears win-loss record. I think I had them at 8 wins. I said, number one, you got to cut the sacks in half. Well, last year through 8 games, 29 sacks. This year, they've cut it in half. So again, this is not rocket science. They're running the ball better. They're taking fewer sacks. They're winning the turnover battle. It's not science. A lot of this stuff is, can you just look like a grown-up adult business? Just improve a little. And not only year to year of the Bears improve, but every week. Now they're using a few more tricks. Now they've got a little more confidence. So between Ben Johnson's brain power and Caleb's brain and horsepower, it's a real football team. There's going to be, with Caleb, there's going to be wow moments. But that's okay. I mean, yesterday is a great example. I mean, go look at the Raiders-Jags games. I mean, go look at around the NFL. The Colts all year push people around. Yesterday, they got worked. You don't know. I mean, Denver literally wins only one way in the fourth quarter, constantly trailing. So you can't worry about it. The bottom line is this was going to be a shootout. The Bears defense gives up a ton of yards per play, and the Bengals was atrocious. But so much in life and in sports is just getting a little better. There's a lot of singles and doubles out there. That's, to me, what I see from the operation. It's what I see from Caleb. Ben Johnson, now more trick plays, has a little more confidence, more sets, more motion, more looks. That's what it looks like to me. The one thing I'll always say about Caleb Williams, he is a thick, strong kid. So he doesn't get hurt, and he doesn't throw a lot of picks. He's got a big arm for his size. I'm actually taller than him. He's not a real tall guy, but you never think about his height because he plays so big. He's thick. He's got a huge arm. He plays with a ton of confidence. He missed a couple of layups yesterday. He missed a couple of easy ones. He's completing about 61% of his throws. That's not his bread and butter. He's kind of the opposite of Kirk Cousins, right? You're not going to get the easy stuff, but the ceiling, he'll blow through it, 4 times a game. But you got to feel good. They're better. They've got a quarterback. It's not very often we say on a Monday, I love the Bears offense. I don't know what's going on in Green Bay. You don't say that a lot over the last 30 years, but the Bears offense is getting better and the Packers offense is completely lost, and we'll talk about that.